Thank you for joining this week's Lunch and Learn on navigating the new core policy issue area of our website. My name is Jasmine Smith. I'm the Senior Public Policy Advisor here at Child Care Aware of America, and I will be presenting today's Lunch and Learn. I just want to go over a few housekeeping things before we get started. There will be a question and answer time slot for the last 10 to 15 minutes of this presentation. Please use the chat box or the question box function for all of your questions or concerns. Phone lines and microphones will be muted. 90% of this webinar presentation will be conducted online on the Child Care Aware of America website, which means that slides will not be available after the conclusion of this webinar. However, this presentation will be recorded, and the recording will be available on the Lunch and Learn webinar page on the Child Care Aware of America website early next week. Okay, so now that we have all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay. So two quick notes on navigating to the core policy issue area. From the home page of the Child Care Aware of America website, what you would do is just hover over the Public Policy tab, scroll down to Policy Issues, click on that, and if you notice here in the right side navigation, the first sub-tab under Policy Issues is the Core Policy Issues category. So clicking on this will take you directly to the area that we will be discussing this afternoon. So. Another way to get here is just to simply type in coreissues.usa.childcareaware.org in your internet browser up here. And so let's just go back for a second, and I'll go over why we created this new area. So under the Policy Issues tab, there were a bunch of different sub-tabs for each of our main issues of focus. There was a tab for training, a tab for background checks, a tab for child care budget and funding, a tab for inspections, and also a tab for the Child Care and Development Block Grant reauthorization. And so we thought, how can we streamline this? How can we make all of this information seem less overwhelming without sort of removing or sort of trashing important information about each of the core issues here? And so we wanted to try to figure out how we can connect these issues to the stories and the articles that are out there about child care, and how we can sort of connect these stories and issues to action and grassroots mobilization, right? So that's why, and that's how we came up with creating the core policy issue area, so that we can, streamline those our policy efforts and sort of extend our Action Center's reach and strengthen its purpose. So let's go ahead and check out the core policy issues area. And so right now we're on the home page of the core policy issues area, which is a perfect summary of what you will find in this sort of subsection of the Child Care Aware of America website. And so here you probably immediately notice the issue carousel, right? And so this just has, it has about 5 different carousels. So if you click on each one, or if you let it just go, it goes every, I think, 30 seconds. Each of these carousels is a different core issue. So the first one is background check, the second one training, the next one inspections, the next one is going to be CCDBG reauthorization, the next one child care budget cuts and funding. And so if you were to click on this Learn More button here, it would take you directly to the key issue page, right? And so let's go back just for a second. You can also get to the key issues area by clicking on this sort of navigation tab up here. And so directly to the right of the issues carousel is the In the Spotlight section. And so in this section, we try to highlight articles that we receive through this area, this back-end area of our website, that kind of highlight important maybe like legislation that is passing in the states that are relevant to our issues or something on the federal level. So we'll try to highlight that story here. And so below this issue corrals and spotlight area is going to be the latest news section, right? And so here you will see just a bunch of different news articles that have been circulating lately related to child care. And directly to the right of the latest news section is going to be our public policy blog block right here. So if you click on that, it'll take you directly to our public policy blog, and where you can go to subscribe to our policy blog and find out what are we talking about, you know, what's our latest policy post. Below here is just basic navigation. It gives you a couple of links here to stay connected to us via social media. It gives you a couple of different links to other areas of our website, and it does that here under the Our Site section as well. Okay? So let's dive deeper into the key issues area. So if we went to the tab, it gives us like a quick summary of each of the core issues. So let's go ahead and click on background checks. So let's talk a little bit about the structure of the key issues pages, right? So in an effort to present the wealth of information on each of the key issues, each page is organized in the same way. And so we try to do it in a way that is you know, easily understandable, digestible, and isn't causing a lot of confusion, right? So each key issue page will have 5 bucket areas, and the content of the bucket areas will change based on the issue. So those 5 bucket areas are the issue background, right? And so this section provides basic background on the issue. Directly to the right of that is where we stand. It's going to give you like our top 3 recommendations on the issue, right? And so directly below where we stand, it's going to be a block for taking action. So this will link directly to an action alert specific to this issue. So if we go ahead and click on it, right, we will go to an action alert about background checks. So this one is about the Dateline NBC story that aired about the child care scandal back in March, right? And so if you go down, you can go ahead and submit a letter to take action on this issue. So let's go ahead and go back. And so below the take action, where we stand in the issue background buckets, is the dive deeper bucket, right? And so in this section, we have the supplemental materials on the issues. We have tables and data, pending legislation, some more research and information, just additional information and material for you if you want to go deeper into the issue area. So, and then below the dive deeper section is going to be the issue news. And so simply put, this is just going to have the particular news articles that are feeding to the site that are relevant to background checks, right? So you'll find that here in this issue news section, right? And so the navigation along the right side here in the header, as well as the footer, is going to be sort of constant on all the breakout pages of this sub-area. So let's take a look at our Action Center section. Okay, so in the Action Center section, we list out all of our key action campaigns, and we kind of subcategorize it with federal issues, letters to the editor, excuse me, state issues. Okay, and so if you see here, these are all of our action campaigns that are directly related to our core issues. So the first one here, it's time to strengthen child care, is directly related to our movement towards strengthening and reauthorizing the Child Care and Development Block Grant, right? And so if you click on this, you'll go directly to the action alert related to this, and you can go and take action and send those letters to your members of Congress. Below that is an action alert about the across-the-board cuts, about the fiscal cliff, And so if you click on this, it will take you directly to the alert related to that. And so that's the child care funding and budget core issue. Below that is children need safe child care. And so this is related to our background check issues, right? And then below that is going to be the inspections promote child care safety action alert. And so if you clicked on this, it will take you to an action alert to rally you to let your members of Congress know that inspections promote child care safety. And then the last one here is going to be child care training makes a difference. And so it's an action alert about letting members of Congress know that there should be a minimum training for child care providers, right? And so if you see here under the letter to the editor subsection, this is going to highlight any of our letters to the editor campaigns. And so right now the running one is going to be the campaign that we have out on our cost of child care report, right? And so if you click on this, you can participate or partake in sending a letter to local editors of your local newspapers, right? And so below down here is the state issues subsection. And once the state legislators come back into session in January, this area will probably spotlight action campaigns in the states related to those child care issues that are important to you. And so we'll highlight and spotlight those issues here. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the latest news section. So this section is pretty straightforward. It is the area of the site that sort of populates all of the latest news that feeds through the back end of this area of the Child Care Aware of America website, right? And so this is going to be a complete list of all of the articles that you've seen throughout this subsection, right? And so the great thing about this area is that you'll be able to sort of filter based on the topic of interest or based on the core policy issue that you're looking into. So for example, you can go here and filter, I want to see all articles that are feeding through this site related to reauthorization of the Child Care Development Block Grant, right? So I click on that, click filter, and then it shows me all the articles that we have in our database that's posted about reauthorization of the Child Care Development Block Grant. And the same thing goes for any of the other topics like background checks and so on. Okay? And so if you click on one of the articles, you'll be able to stay on the page and sort of read the complete article about the issue, right? Okay, and so the other two sections of this sub-area about us just gives you basic information about Child Care Aware of America, and because this is sort of a subsection breakout underneath the public policy area, it's directing you to our public policy agenda and our agenda in brief, right? And so consequently, the Contact Us page is going to give you a list of the public policy members or team members here at Child Care Aware of America. And so it gives you contact information. Here, the general email address that you can send any questions, comments to related to any of the information here. You don't know who you want to direct the question to, you can use this email address and send whatever message you need to that. Okay? And you can also, from here, sign up to receive any of our e-newsletters or to subscribe to our Action Network. So if you were to click on it to sign up here, it will take you to our sign-up page, right? And so here you can fill in all your basic information and self-select which e-newsletters you want to subscribe to, right? Okay, and so let's go back. Sorry about that. So now it's time for questions. So if you have any questions at this moment, please use the chat and the question box function to type in your questions. And while you're thinking of questions or typing in questions, I just wanted to flag a couple of things for you. Just as a reminder, we do not provide certificates for our Lunch and Learn webinars. However, if you are interested in our online courses and receiving continuing education credits or CEUs, please visit our Child Care Aware Training Academy website. They have a section for information specific to child care resource and referral agencies and for child care providers. So I can actually go ahead and show you where you would go for that particular information. So if you're looking for more online course information to receive continuing education credits, you would come here. So if you're on the home page of the Child Care Aware of America website, this yellow box here that says Child Care Aware Training Academy, you click on that and it'll take you to the Child Care Aware Training Academy website where you can find that particular information, okay? And so as another quick note, our Lunch and Learn topics are scheduled up until January 24th, but there are no Lunch and Learn scheduled for December 20th and 27th because of the holiday season, which is fast approaching. So for a complete list of all of your Lunch and Learn topics, past and future, please visit the Lunch and Learn webinar page under Policy Webinars, which is under the Public Policy tab. And so quickly I'll go there to show you exactly where that is. If you go here, go down to Policy Webinars, right, and then you select Lunch and Learn Webinar Series, and you'll see a complete list of all of the upcoming webinars. And if you missed any webinar topics, you can view those here under the Archive Webinars section, right? Just a quick reminder, next week's Lunch and Learn is about Pinterest, so if you're interested in learning more about Pinterest, you can come here to register. All right. Also, if you want to receive advance notices about Lunch and Learns, we include the week's Lunch and Learn topic in our Capital Connection newsletter, and so that newsletter goes out every Monday. So if you're interested, please send me your email and name, and I will be happy to add you to that listserv. Or again, if you're interested, you can go here to sign up, again, to subscribe to any of our newsletters. Okay? So any questions? Okay, well, I don't see any questions coming in at this time, so if you think of any questions post the webinar, just send me an email. My email address is here. It's jasmine.smith@usa.childcareaware.org. And I just want to thank you for joining today's Lunch and Learn. Thank you, and have a good rest of your afternoon. Bye.